How the hell you doing, Brainiacs? Long Island Iced Tea here, ready to talk pro-graps with you! Steadfast and true, the same today as it was on day one, with our love and support for professional wrestling. Unlike the Yes Movement, Brainbuster Radio is still alive, and we're still talking pro-graps this week. Dr. Calzones is on the unos and doses, ready to give us his bitch-ass fool of the week. And we also have a man called Wired on assignment on the social media gimmicks. Brainbuster Radio blowing up at the end of the year here, thanks to the hard work of the man. I'll call him the man called Wired. He's not the man. Becky Lynch is the man. But the man called Wired is killing it, and we appreciate all of you helping us boost those ratings. A late end of the year push here at the Brainbusters. Tweet it, read it, tout it, shout it. Be all about it, Brainiacs. Brainbusterradio.com. Of course, we're there on the Apple Podcast, Google, Spotify, everywhere you need us. Let's get to rockin'. Moose the Mark, of course, isn't here this week. He's complaining on the internet because he's so sad the Yes Movement's dead. Vidman is on limited dates, end of the year. You know it's going to be hard to get Vidman, but we do have Jumpin' Jacob J here to keep us in order and tell us what's causing all this.
Yeah, you know what, Long Island, I'm not sure if the Yes Movement is truly dead or if it's just in a hiatus. You know, it might just be in the back of the closet or in the attic. You know, right now. I think at some point it's coming back out.
What? You're in denial, Triple J. I've clearly saw Daniel Bryan go out there and say the Yes Movement's dead. How?
Yeah, but he was saying a lot of crazy things this week.
So what do you think? He's out of his mind? Do you think he's not? He's the new Daniel Bryan? Is this like some sort of split personality issue that maybe he has a mental disorder because of all the hits to the head? What's going on with D-Bry?
Well, I mean, you know, it's possible. With all we know about head injuries, any one of those scenarios could play out. But really, what's causing all this? There's only one word on everybody's mind, one word on my mind, one word on your mind, and that word is fickle.
Fickle, 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 fickle.
Yeah, that's what Daniel Bryan's only word he knows when he's talking to the WWE Universe these days, Triple J.
Perhaps this is the fickle movement. The Yes Movement may be done, and this could be the fickle movement.
Fickle, fickle, fickle.
What's the fickle movement? Can you even define fickle, Triple J?
I mean, when I hear the word fickle, I think of lemmings, almost uneducated, following without purpose.
Fickle.
That's what I think, unless you think it's something else.
So you're talking to like someone who would maybe like join the Wyatt family. Is this the same Daniel Bryan that almost joined the Wyatt family that we're seeing?
I don't know if this is Daniel Wyatt. Petty is another word that I think of whenever I hear fickle.
And you ain't talking about Tom.
No, he's not.
Or Richard.
This Daniel Bryan is just crazy. I would not be surprised if he cut his hair and he put a nice part in there. He shaved his beard all off. I don't know what he was wearing this week. He's dressing like, he's trying not to be in Pearl Jam or something.
Well, he is from Seattle. I mean,
he is. I have expected to hear a Jarl out there.
Fickle here.
He's wearing cardigans, flannels. I don't know what else. He had like a green heart with leaves coming out of it, and that gives us into the whole, the whole vegan, this whole plastic bottles, and meat-loving Americans.
Okay, we've seen Daniel Bryan go after people who eat cows, but now he's talking about drinking water out of plastic bottles. I do have a blender bottle that is a BPA free and it's a biodegradable. It's not. I think this is plastic, but it's like some sort of special. I don't know right now if Daniel Bryan would be mad at me for drinking out of this, Triple J. You got to be very careful. What does he drink his water out of then in the 21st century? Do you think he just?
I don't know.
Has like a clay.
It's got to be something something reusable. I would think. Listen, I'd like to speak for a portion of the world who they do not have readily available access to public water or city water, as I like to say. Some of us, we just have big holes in the ground that we still get it out of, and Sometimes that water is quote unquote unsafe to be drinking, and we have to buy water in plastic bottles.
Sometimes that's the only way you can get your clean water. It's Daniel Bryan is forgetting that, but he called us all sinners and said we're all killing the planet. Meanwhile, he's going around kicking guys in the junk, saying that he wants his daughter to kick Byron Saxton in the junk. I mean, Byron Saxton's the nicest guy of all time. I mean, Byron Saxton's the kind of guy who has dinner with his grandma every Sunday night. He's going to walk old ladies across the street. He's going to do you a favor if you need one. And Daniel Bryan said he wants to see him get kicked in the junk. Why?
Well, he does get just a tad annoying at times, I would say.
Well, fickle as defined by Webster's dictionary. I pulled it up here. Thanks. Well, Dr. Calzones sent me the link here. Definition of fickle, Triple J.
Fickle.
I think you were close. Marked by lack of steadfastness, consistency, or stability given to erratic changeableness.
Fickle.
So,
fickle.
Is it fair to go based on that definition? Is it fair to call Moose the Mark fickle?
Moose the Mark?
Fickle.
I'd say he's the ultimate fickle brainbuster. That's been his.
The ultimate fickler.
He's a fickler. He's a French fickler.
Can it be used as a noun? Does it say in the definition?
Fickle.
Hold on. Let me see.
Or do we just say like maybe as an adverb? Is he acting thickly?
It's a really only adjective. Oh, here you go. Other words from fickle. You could be a fickleness is the noun version. Thickly
sounds like a
is
disease.
The adverb. Some synonyms if you want to call someone fickle without maybe Daniel Bryan next week will be saying fluid, inconsistent, mercurial, skittish. Probably not. He likes saying fickle. You think they'll put it on a T-shirt?
Perhaps.
Fickle.
The fickle movement?
I don't know. I want to see. Maybe they'll put it on a cardigan or a pullover sweater.
Well, Daniel Bryan he's saying all these nasty things. He's holier than everybody. He's the WWE champion, so there's nothing really anyone could do about it until TLC and AJ Styles gets his rematch. But why? This is the yes movement. The yes movement, some have even argued, I don't know about this, Triple J, but some have argued that out of the birth of Brainbuster Radio, simultaneously the yes movement kind of got going, and some believe that Brainbuster Radio's movement, the power of positivity, the love of professional wrestling, and the yes movement, they've always thought they were one and the same. And that's why people this week were kind of tweeting at me, at least, saying, is the show over now that the yes movements are done? Because we were synonymous with the yes movement to a lot of people, Triple J. I mean, yes is what they say.
I understand how some people could interpret it that way, but we are not going to be fickle. We are not going to be inconsistent. That's why we are. That's why we're here this week. But I got to ask you, and this is really a Vinman question because he could go on for hours and hours on this. Did you ever, expect to see a WWE champion who is probably 5'6" and complaining about climate change? At least on television, like not at a presser.
This is kind of like if you would have asked me, 10-year-old Long Island iced tea watching wrestling and trying to envision where it's going to go as when I watch it as an adult, 5 foot something, vegan, talking climate change, looking like he's in Pearl Jam. I would have said you're crazy. No way. He's got to have huge traps then, right? He's short, but he has huge traps. Yeah,
we really need Moose to Mark because I heard rumor and innuendo, but that Uncle Dave once reported that Stone Cold Steve Austin was almost going to run a program where he was going to start blaming the audience for the polar ice caps melting. But it was, they put the kibosh on that at the last minute.
I want to tell all you sons of bitches in the audience, you're drinking all them damn beers and killing all the whales.
When you're done with your Steve Weisers, they go in the blue garbage can with that there triangle on them.
Yeah, it was something they workshopped, I believe, at a Smoky Mountain show, but it didn't go over well there. He was
he was supposed. I know that they did film some vignettes actually at the ranch there. and he was going to extol the virtues of putting in corn oil into your tractor and how much better it was for the environment, but they didn't come out too good. The Broken Skull Ranch.
I think they almost had a celebrity tag team match where he was going to tag with Al Gore against Vince McMahon and someone else.
Hell yeah, that would actually been great. But Daniel Bryan's getting that angle now. Daniel Bryan is. Would you say he's the worst person in WWE right now? I mean, I just can't find.
No. I mean, Seth Rollins didn't get released, did he?
Oh, I forgot Seth Rollins was still on the show. I mean, he got demolished.
I was going to say no. You're not going to.
He lost the Dolph Ziggler again. I figured they did release him. They didn't. That didn't come out officially yet. When you lose to one guy that many times, you should just not be allowed to wrestle anymore. I mean, come on. It's enough already, Seth Rollins. Daniel Bryan, though, I can't find anything good to say about the new Daniel Bryan. He's pretty awful. Fickle. But for those of you who are worried that, Brainbuster Radio, the Yes Movement, we're one and the same, we love the Yes Movement. We're all about the Yes Movement. We grew up with the Yes Movement here. I mean, since that, I'm pretty sure, wasn't one of our first shows Triple J the night after WrestleMania 28 where everybody was yesing for Daniel Bryan?
Yes, you are correct. That's when Brainbuster Radio proper in this incarnation started.
I mean, I understand why people would think that, but unlike Daniel Bryan, we are not new. We are the same. We are steadfast and true, and this movement continues and will never end. Because unlike the fickle Daniel Bryan, we are certain.
Fickle.
We are changeless.
Fickle.
Constant.
Fickle.
Immutable.
Fickle.
Invariable.
Fickle.
Settled.
Fickle.
Stable.
Fickle.
Stationary.
Fickle.
Unchangeable.
Fickle.
And unvarying.
Fickle.
We are Brainbuster Radio, and we're here to stay with the power of positivity and the love of professional wrestling. Daniel Bryan, I hope you get your fickle ass kicked by the phenomenal AJ
Fickle.
Styles. With that said, Triple J, this is going to be the I don't know what to expect in the biggest match of AJ's life, and he's facing a Daniel Bryan unlike any Daniel Bryan he's ever faced before.
Yeah, and he's got a busted wheel right now. I don't even know if AJ Styles can kick Daniel Bryan's ass if he tries.
And you know what? And I know Daniel Bryan can kick and smash AJ in the groin. It is such a good thing AJ is done having kids, because after 2018,
he only did that one time. How you got to think of all the other things people have done worse than that. Daniel Bryan only did that one time.
It's true, but he did it and he won the WWE title doing it. There's a difference there. That's like doing it 1,000 times. But AJ Styles, with that, I think we need to recognize he'll probably get a Slammy for this. Most times hitting the nuts in 1 year, one calendar year in the WWE, AJ wins.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else that
not since Hardcore Holly feuded with China has someone been hitting the balls this many times.
Yes, Hardcore Holly may give him a run for his money if they were going, through all the years.
I mean, this I've got to bring this up before we get off Daniel Bryan and this new Daniel Bryan, the WWE champion. Triple J, the hyperbaric chamber element. Vintman texted me during the week saying, I have to admit, it's pretty great that this is Moose the Mark who texted me. Vintman said he's a fan that Daniel Bryan's finally, being honest with who he is. He did tell me that. But Moose the Mark tweeted something interesting. He thinks the hyperbaric chamber is what changed Daniel Bryan, and that we have to look into that, and somehow maybe that'll be used at a WWE show. We need to examine and inspect that hyperbaric chamber because it did something to the molecules in Daniel Bryan's brain.
Yeah, can they alter DNA or chromosomes?
See, I don't know. I've never been in one.
I don't know.
They're great for healing, but
don't you have to be like at a certain altitude for those to work or something?
I don't know. I don't know exactly how the mechanism works. All I know is that Daniel Bryan sat in those hyperbaric chambers. He healed.
Do you think he was shown propaganda perhaps.
See, that's what I picture when Daniel Bryan was explaining it. I was thinking like a Clockwork Orange, and he had his eyes, he had the little metal things holding his eyelids open, and he couldn't shut them, and he was being forced to watch, I don't know, the killing of cows nonstop and those mountain water bottle fountains.
This could not be his fault. We may find out that, there was a higher power behind all this.
It's possible, and actually, when we get to headlines, maybe we'll get into we'll have maybe a clue as to maybe something that could be connected to this new Daniel Bryan. But people don't just all of a sudden change the way he did, do they? Do you remember anyone in WWE or pro wrestling history that flipped the switch like this so quickly? Nobody saw the end of the Yes movement coming this way.
I mean, this seems, I don't know, usually stuff like this doesn't happen unless you get kicked in the head by a horse. But, there's an easy fix for that. Just fall down a well and everything will go back to normal.
Oh, Brainiacs, let us know what you think about the new Daniel Bryan and how he came to be, Fickle. If he indeed has killed the Yes Fickle. Movement forever. I always thought the Yes Movement was forever, but it apparently is dead and gone. Now we have this big void in the WWE. Thank God for Brainbuster Radio here to give you the positivity, but in the WWE universe, who is going to step up and provide that positive message? Because unfortunately, the big dog's out, Triple J. He's got the illness. John Cena, who the hell knows where he is? And in China, I guess. Now Daniel Bryan's this new Daniel Bryan. Where do WWE Universe members get their inspiration now? The end of 2018, it feels like we're going into the dark ages in 2019.
I think everybody's, just hoping and praying that the big dog is going to have as speedy a recovery as possible and come on back.
Dark days in the WWE Universe. Brainiacs, tweet it, read it, tout it, shout it, be all about it. At the Brainbusters, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Instagram Junior, and let us know what you think 2019 holds. Because to me, I feel like without Brainbuster Radio, it's going to get really scary for some people, but we're going to be here to be that light for you. Triple J, what do you say before we get to Dr. Bill Calzones' bitch-ass fool of the week, we do have a bunch of news we need to get into from the week in pro wrestling, and I've got some big shows I want to talk to you about outside WWE. We've had some interesting things happen on social media. Are you ready for all the news?
I hear you have questions, and I think I have all the answers you're looking for.
I'm hoping you do, Triple J. It's time for Brainbuster Radio headlines. This week on Brainbuster Radio headlines, an unfortunate situation for a former WWE superstar at an independent show, the man set to be on a big show, and Triple J will talk Final Battle. Brainiacs, welcome to Headlines on Brainbuster Radio. Headlines on Brainbuster Radio this week, brought to you exclusively, Brainiacs, by your favorite box of matches. That's right, Marburger Matches, the only way to light your menorah. Next year, Hanukkah's over. The only way to light your Christmas candles, those scented candles, with all those people coming into your house, eating all that holiday food, farting all over the place. The only way to get a good light on your candles, whether they're Yankee candles, God forbid, or great Marburger candles. Marburger Matches, sold for 99 cents at any Marburger Mart, Sheetz, Wawa, or other retail stores. Triple J, I know you've got the big honking ones. I like those giant matches, the oversized. They work the best.
Oh, they are the best. And just remember, you want to be careful lighting those candles after you've had a lot of people in the house stinking it up.
That's true.
Maybe light them out on your back porch and then bring them in.
And on all you campers out there, I know you like to sit around the campfire, light a few farts, have a few giggles. Nothing better than a Marburger match, let me tell you. All right, just make sure you're wearing jeans. All right, Triple J, first up, is this a clue into who the new Daniel Bryan is? Because Daniel Bryan has been, he's changed, he's different, and we've seen, but he's been influenced before in the past by only one guy. Or one entity, I guess we'd say. And that was Bray Wyatt. Remember Daniel Wyatt?
I do remember Daniel Wyatt, of course.
Well, Bray Wyatt's been gone for a while, right? He was thrown into that, what was it called in the Hardy compound, the lake?
The Lake of Reincarnation.
And he was reincarnated into something that teamed up, and the Deleters of Worlds were together, right? But then they went away.
Yeah, he was reincarnated, but there wasn't much difference, I would say.
I don't know what that Bray Wyatt was, but then he went away, and now he's tweeting at WWE Bray Wyatt. Today, I am someone different. Today, I have finally become who I really am. Now, there's so much speculation here. Is Bray Wyatt coming back as some kind of different thing? Is Bray Wyatt, did he shave? Or what about this one that I love, this conspiracy theory? Now, we aren't conspiracy theorists, everyone, but we do enjoy examining these and postulating in what universe this could be true. Has Bray Wyatt's spirit, has it infiltrated the vessel of Daniel Bryan, Triple J? Is the new Daniel Bryan actually Bray Wyatt?
I mean, it's interesting that you bring it up because that would make perfect sense. If Bray, or if the vessel that we know as, Husky Harris is free of Bray Wyatt and Sister Abigail. But I don't know if Bray Wyatt still inhabits that vessel that we've seen. I don't know how it can be any different. It can't be more sinister, could it?
Anything's possible with Bray Wyatt.
How can you get more scary coming out wearing, than wearing that smock covered with who knows what?
I don't know, and made of who knows what. Triple J. Things are gonna. I'm telling you, 2019. With this is kind of a warning on social media from Bray Wyatt. With the new Daniel Bryan, I mean, I don't know if I want the young women of America looking up to what the man's doing out there, going around beating the hell out of people, doing whatever she wants. I mean, even Charlotte's kind of not being the role model we once thought she was. We don't have John Cena's out there anymore. We don't have any Roman Reignses. You've got Dean Ambrose over-vaccinating himself and trying to get people to stick needles in themselves. And he's, a germaphobe. You've got all sorts of buck-nutty shit going on in the WWE Universe. And this madman, Bray Wyatt's on Twitter now, scaring the bejesus out of us. 2019 could be the end of the WWE as we know it.
When do you expect to see this Bray Wyatt? Do you think he appears at a very opportune moment? Or he'll just show up on Raw one night?
I actually am leaning towards, I think we've already seen him. I kind of believe that he is the new
You think we've been seeing him the past 2 weeks on Tuesdays?
I think Bray Wyatt's holding the WWE Championship through.
Well, then what does that mean? What does that mean for Husky Harris? If Bray Wyatt left his vessel,
I think that vessel's gone. I think it's gone for good, or it's going to come back as part of a trio with the B team, the third member of the B team. I've always said the B team should be a trio.
It's very confusing, but so is anything with Bray Wyatt. There's very little that I can understand about that.
And that's what makes him so great. Other news this week. Unfortunate news. Big Cass, former WWE superstar, was scheduled to have a match at House of Hardcore and unfortunately had a seizure during an intermission. And Tommy Dreamer tweeted back out, said he saw him afterwards and that he's doing all right, but not drug-related. They're saying a seizure for Big Cass in 2018. I'm sure
that's horrible. That's frightening.
He's happy this year's ending, I'm sure, and all the best to Big Cass.
Do you know anything about did he have a match in the first half of this show, and perhaps complications from a spot in the match led to this, or is this just completely out of nowhere?
I think this from what I read, it was before, he was out there. I don't know. There's video of it too. I don't suggest anyone watching that. No. I don't know why anyone would post that either. That's kind of awful and a whole nother discussion. But all we want to do is wish the best for Big Cass, who's having a rough year, obviously losing his job at WWE, and he's fighting to keep it going there in the Indies, and hopefully he'll be back and bigger and better than ever, because he once upon a time was the face of the new era. Triple J.
Yeah, he was. Oh yeah, it's still possible. We see a lot of people, take some time off, whether it's voluntary or involuntary, from New York, and then they're brought back. So yeah, anything can happen.
Um, if you fans of Becky Lynch, you can't get enough, and you're everywhere now. They're coming out of the woodwork now. I mean, there are Becky Lynch Twitters being created. Everybody wants to be a part of the man movement. The man is dominating WWE right now. The man is going to be live on ESPN's Ariel Helwani show, which is an MMA show usually, but talks to boxers and other people. And the man, Becky Lynch, will be on Monday at 1 p.m. So check that out if you're a big fan of the man. I know I will be, because Helwani's great. The man is great. Even though she's going to lose at TLC. But here's the question I have for you, Triple J. I know you probably won't watch. You got a lot of yard work to do because you're getting ready for a big Royal Rumble party out there. But that's coming up next month, by the way. But I want to ask you, does the man have a legitimate shot, of being the first woman to main event WrestleMania?
Very quickly, this Ariel character, who is she again?
He is the premier MMA journalist.
Oh, it's a male.
World. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm unfamiliar with his work. Back to your question about if the man, Becky Lynch, has a legitimate shot at main eventing WrestleMania. Now, are we assuming that, it would be against Ronnie at WrestleMania? Is that the consensus?
The man versus Ronnie?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be, right? Ronda Rousey is the odds-on favorite to be that one.
And there's a chance that both of them may not have their title by then.
It's true.
I really don't. I think, creative I think they've decided a long time ago that, they want Charlotte to be the man in that match at WrestleMania against Ronda Rousey. And, short of a man movement, which that could still get off the ground, I think Becky's going to be left out in the cold.
So you still think the man, even though she's gaining steam and captivating the WWE universe, having one of those real moments where, a superstar forces themselves into those big time main events, just kind of like the Yes Movement and Daniel Bryan. It feels a lot like that right now with the man. You don't think this has that kind of juice the Yes Movement did?
I don't think it has quite as much juice, and I think the behind the scenes, they're not going to budge. This was decided months ago that this is going to be the right thing to do, and nothing's going to change their mind.
Well, I don't know. I see a lot of parallels with what's going on with the man and Daniel Bryan, but also the man and Stone Cold Steve Austin, because don't forget, Stone Cold Steve Austin was put on the shelf in the middle of being red hot, and it just got bigger and better from there. So, as someone who's been saying, I can't believe what the man's up to, I'm even saying the man, I feel like she's just that close to really getting over the top and doing some real historic shit. And I can't wait to see her live at 1 p.m. on ESPN's Ariel Helwani show. Again, Triple J. You should watch that. Try to check it out.
Did you say that's on ESPN?
I think ESPN Plus, actually. You got to be a subscriber. I'll give you my login.
I'm sure I can find it somewhere. Speaking a little more to this is not our prediction show for TLC, but I would not be at all surprised if both of those ladies left TLC not being a champion anymore.
Yeah, I bet you would. Well, Triple J, I don't want your predictions on that. I don't want your predictions on the next show we're going to talk about either. But I do just want to pick your brain on some things because I'm kind of not confused, but just want to make sure I'm up to speed. I'm watching everything as we speak. Ring of Honor, Final Battle, big show coming up in New York. And there's so much going into this. First and foremost, the number one concern I have isn't even the Ring of Honor title or the real Ring of Honor title, either of them. It's Christopher Daniels, it's Frankie Kazarian, it's the Addiction. All 2018, I've been biting my nails, so nervous because I knew at the end of the year they'd be gone from ROH. Is that actually going to happen after Final Battle? Is Joe Koff going to fire them both?
Well, Long Island, I was actually at the set of tapings that are airing on television right now. So it's been a number of weeks. So, the everything that was said in the ring, I don't remember verbatim, but I can tell you that this match with the villain and Christopher Daniels, this could be Daniels' last ROH match if he falls short. Now, if you thought that was a lot on the line, the villain, he's putting his world title shot that he won at Survival of the Fittest on the line on this one. So if Daniels wins, he's still in the company at least for one more match. If he does not win, well, who knows? And we know the villain has a reputation of being the Ghostbuster. He's worked with a lot of guys, Adam Cole, Donovan Dijak, guys that we haven't seen anywhere since then.
Well, I think it'd be a grave mistake to get rid of either of them. SCU has blown up in 2018, but if Christopher Daniels is the one to go, is there any chance you think maybe he comes back as Curry Man? Or is that an Impact property? Would they be able to sue?
I don't think it's an Impact property. I'm not sure about that, but I think when people think of SCU, they think of Scorpio Sky and Kaz right now. That's the SCU tag team people are thinking of.
The tag champs.
So Daniels, who would have thought he's the odd man out here on this one?
Yeah, he is. Well, they're all equally great to me, but I do want to ask you about those championship matches. Which title match are you looking forward to more? The Ring of Honor World Heavyweight, the World Championship, or the real Ring of Honor World Championship match?
Okay, now let me correct you there, because this quote unquote real world's title with this purple leather here, that's just a trinket. That's a toy belt that somebody they called up Wildcat Belts in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and they said, I want the ROH title, but give me some purple leather. This thing is not real. There's no. It's prestige.
Not even a leather by Dan. It's Wildcat belt.
This first of all, the title should not even be on the line because again, it's not a real title. So I'm looking forward to that match.
Needless to say, I mean, if Dalton Castle won that title, he'd look fantastic wearing it.
He would look fantastic.
The purple title would be pretty spectacular.
But yeah, there's only one world championship match on this card, and of course that's Jay Lethal taking on Cody. Cody, a lot of speculation. Could this be his last bout in Ring of Honor? This isn't really the forum to bring up that rumor and innuendo, but it's possible here.
Well, the amount of rumors going around with Cody and the Young Bucks and everybody,
and if you'll go back, Long Island, I'm sure you remember the first match that Cody had in Ring of Honor was against this same individual that he's going to be facing this Friday.
Hey, yeah, Jay Lethal and Cody would bring it full circle out for sure.
Back pain has you down for the count, then kick out.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm believing the rumors just yet. I don't know if I'm believing what I'm seeing on the card and the fact that the best friends are colliding at Final Battle. I still don't believe this is real.
I believe that's at Final Battle Fallout, which is at Philly. And I don't. Are they colliding? I thought they were just. I thought they were just booked to be on the card. I don't think it's a one-on-one match, is it?
It is signed. It's signed.
Are you on ROH Wrestling right now?
ROHWrestling.com. Greg versus Dustin is signed for Fallout.
ROHWrestling.com.
It's going.
I wonder what the time limit is, and if they can just if they can just wait till the time limit elapses, so it's a draw.
Well, I can't believe my eyes with that. And anything else, Triple J? I know you're gearing up for Final Battle. I am too. Anything before next week's show that people need to pay attention to?
No, I think I mentioned it in my Falls Count last week, but again, I'll very quickly say you got Ladder War. It's going to be a complete train wreck. You got SCU taking on the Briscoes, taking on the Young Bucks. A lot of high spots, very little selling in that match. It's possible, actually it's probable that there's going to be a new women's champion because there's 4 gals in this match. So, Sumi Sakai, her chances drop drastically to 25%. You got Zack Sabre.
I don't see how that belt's ever leaving the Jersey Shore of Japan. I don't know how that's happening.
The odds are, ever not in her favor. They're bringing in Zack Sabre Jr. against Jonathan Gresham. Gresham, a guy he's billed as this superb technical wrestler, which he is. I don't know how much technical wrestling really puts butts in the seats, but I am looking forward to this one. And also the most personal match of the night by far is Flip Gordon versus Bully Ray in that I Quit match.
Here's my bold prediction because of that match. I just saw him get powerbombed through a table at House of Hardcore. I think David Arquette's going to interfere in that match and help Flip Gordon win. I'm only giving one prediction for Final Battle, and that's it. David Arquette, you're going to see a WCW champion in the ring helping Flip Gordon win.
I think the only way you're going to see him at that card is up on the balcony if he buys a ticket.
Never say never at Final Battle, Triple J. Brainiacs, that show's on Friday, obviously, so most likely next week's Brainbuster Radio will be a recap of it, and we will go through it all because it's going to be an epic end of the year for Ring of Honor.
And then we have TLC just 2 days later, I believe, the 16th.
Yes. It's going to be one hell of a pro wrestling weekend, the weekend of December 16th. Matches still to go, obviously, this month, Triple J. But off the top of your head, when I know we're gearing up to throw in our candidates from each Brainbuster for Match of the Year. Do you have any for sure you're going to submit?
I've got a long list right now that I need to bring down to a short list. A couple things just off the top of my head. Adam Cole versus Ricochet in that North American Championship match was great. Any of the Omega title matches, obviously, in the past year. Those are the two that, or the couple that are right at the top of my list, I would say right now. What do you got?
Well, I'm absolutely going to be going Joey Janela and the Hangman featuring Joey Ryan at All In. That's for sure going in there. Also, Penta and Kenny Omega, like you said, any Kenny match can. But I think for sure the one I'm submitting that's not going to move at all will be that ladder match with the Hangman and the Bad Boy.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Fickle.
Yes, of course. I'm not changing my mind.
Fickle.
Even with the inflatable ding-dongs.
We had ding-dong druids. Yes.
Fickle.
It was great.
Fuck them.
I'm for sure.
I wish the match was just that. If that was just the match, I could vote for it.
Also, we want to, last part of headlines here, say rest in peace to Dynamite Kid, Larry the Axe Hennig, two legends of the sport passing away. I know the Axe, especially Triple J. You and I share a bond and a love for the Axe, so it's sad to see him go. But the patriarch of one of the great wrestling families.
Yeah, you're right. We don't have enough time to get into all that here, but the famed Hennig family, and of course, one half of the British Bulldogs, they both left us this past week. We just hope their families are doing well, I guess.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. And it was a nice little tribute on NXT UK they gave to the Dynamite Kid. I'm looking forward to some more Dynamite Kid content on the WWE Network, hopefully, because absolutely, at least with the in-ring stuff that he innovated, for sure deserves the recognition. Brainiacs, check out Dynamite Kid if you have New Japan World or the WWE Network. Totally worth it to see the shit he was doing back in the 80s. It's a lot like the stuff you see now, and you weren't seeing that kind of stuff back then. Those are your Brainbuster Radio headlines for the week. We'll be right back with the bitch-ass fool of the week and Falls Count Anywhere. Don't go anywhere, Brainiacs! And now, Andre the Giant calls General Manager-elect of Monday Night Raw, Baron Corbin.
This is General Manager-elect Baron Corbin. Thank you for calling my office here at Monday Night Raw. Who am I speaking with?
This is Andre the Giant. Is this Corbin Dallas?
This is Baron Corbin. Andre the Giant, I really respect you. You're smug, you're arrogant, just like me, and I know you'll be on the right side of history when you vote for my election as General Manager permanently of Monday Night Raw.
Andre the Giant don't vote. For fans, I don't vote for America stuff. I call because I did hear about the man. Andre wants to fight the man.
Andre, you say you want to fight the man. Well, the man right now is Becky Lynch, so you are going to want to call SmackDown General Manager Paige if you want to get that match booked.
You very funny. I said I want to fight a man. I don't want to fight no woman. Andre don't need valet. Andre is valet. I want to fight the man.
The man is Becky Lynch currently, and she's on SmackDown, Andre. I can't book that match. I general manage Monday Night Raw.
You're so funny. A woman cannot be man. Listen here, Baron Davis. I, Andre the Giant, want to fight the best. Andre the Giant don't want the ring rat named Becky Lynch. Andre the Giant want the man. You book the man. The man versus the Giant. That's me.
Well, she wears the shirt that says the man, Andre. That makes her the man.
Oh, that's it, man. Now we have women general managers. We have women the man. I'm going to vote for Kurt Angle then. You give me Hulk Hogan then. I beat him in 3 minutes.
Don't vote for Kurt Angle. I'll see what I could do with the Hulk Hogan match, Andre.
He's the man.
Brainiacs, we've come to the point of the week where Dr. Calzones must turn his microphone off. Yes, over there on the Unos and Doses. Doctor, you've been eating tortas, taking notes all show long, and I'm anticipating it now. We started it last week. It's the newest and best gimmick on Brainbuster Radio. Every week, Dr. Calzones, through his medical opinion, will tell us who the bitch-ass fool of the week is. So without further ado, Dr. Calzones, take it away.
Now, this week's bitch-ass fool of the week, it's not really I guess you could put a category of people in it. The bitch-ass fool of the week is every bitch-ass fool doing a low blow. Holy shit, how many of these bitch-ass fools do a low blow? Like, I don't get it. Like, Randy Orton low blowing. I remember him doing Randy Orton. Daniel Bryan low blowing. We had this whole Shinsuke Nakamura low blowing. Like, do none of you bitch-ass fools, like, know how to throw hands or something? Because all I ever see is just a low blow. That's like your go-to move. Like, how much of a bitch-ass fool do you have to be to just go for a low blow? That's like something they teach women in self-defense class. Like, is that what you are? Are you, like, yelling, "Don't think that's my purse," and then you just low blowing them? So everybody that does the low blow right now is a bitch-ass fool.
You're bitch-ass fool of the week.
You're a bitch-ass fool. There's a whole bunch of people in that category.
There it is. That's a lot, Dr. Calzones. All the low blows going on in 2018. And you got, how about, you know who's the, I don't know what the opposite of a bitch-ass fool is, but it's got to be AJ Styles because he's taken the most low blows in one calendar year than I've ever seen in professional wrestling.
I'm hoping AJ Styles is done having children.
Yeah,
because I don't think he can have children like ever again. Seriously, it's like low blow after low blow after low blow after low blow. I wonder what 8-year-old is coming up with all this stuff.
Well, the bitch-ass fool of the week, we'll mark it down. We actually got to keep an archive of this on brainbusterradio.com, Doctor. And I need you to make sure, so we always remember who was named the bitch-ass fool every single week throughout history. If we ever need to go back and see who was, we could have it there.
We might see Daniel Bryan's name on it like 10 times. So, it's going to be pretty difficult to...
You could see Daniel Bryan,
a lot of recurring bitch ass fools.
The new Daniel Bryan, the new Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan Classic, Hijo de Daniel Bryan,
bitch ass fool Daniel Bryan. You can see a lot of those.
All right, Brainiacs, it is time for the most important things out of each Brainbuster's mouth this week. If Triple J is ready and Dr. Calzones is ready, I am ready for some Falls Count Anywhere. Are you, Triple J?
We are ready.
Get the blades! Falls Count Anywhere, Brainiacs.
This program we're starting to see between Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe, it seems familiar. Almost as if we've witnessed it. We've lived it before. Because there are some similarities to another Jeff Hardy program whenever he feuded with one CM Punk. And this week we saw Samoa Joe in the bar playing guest bartender, and quite adequately, I would have to say. And these programs are you gotta, be very careful about these because, again, Samoa Joe, he is advocating against excessive drinking, excessive vices. We all know anything is good in moderation only. And I guess we're being told that Jeff Hardy is still the face in this one. But with all the well-documented issues that he has had in the past, I'm not sure if I'm going to root for the charismatic Enigma in this one. Joe is, he's saying a lot of smart stuff, a lot of stuff that people have heard, whether it was in their elementary school, their middle school, all the way through high school graduation. And, my synapses they're firing on all cylinders right now, but I think I do have to go with Samoa Joe. And the next time I think I'm at one of my local clubs, I'm going to pay that extra 50 cents to find Samoa Joe's song on the jukebox and just crank it up as loud as I possibly can in honor of him.
I used to be not a big fan of wrestling. I don't watch it anymore. I don't know what's really going on. The last thing that made me turn on the television was when I got a text message from the Brainbusters. The big dog's out. The big dog has cancer. And I thought nothing will get me back to watching wrestling. Not even having a segment called The Bitch Ass Foe, where I get to talk shit about bitch ass foes, which is one of my favorite things to do. But goddamn, Becky Lynch is the fucking man. She's probably going to do the impossible. The last person to get me out of this wrestling slump was Alberto Del Rio, and that was a long time ago. But after looking at all her tweets that she keeps tweeting about, and the one about Charlotte missing SmackDown for some reason, I'm not sure what it was. I think it was an injury of the titty area. I don't know. But man, Becky Lynch is on a roll. I might have to tune in at least for SmackDown, because Becky Lynch is the freaking man.
Brainiacs, I know it is tough to keep up, and I know some of you have heard of NXT UK, but some of you haven't gotten to it yet, and I'm here to tell you it'd be great if you could binge and catch up, because it hasn't been around too long just yet. But if you can't, jump right into it and hop on the bandwagon before he gets to the top and there's no room left. I'm talking about Bomber Dave Mastiff. Brainiacs, if I were to describe Bomber made Dave Mastiff to you, I basically would just end up sounding like Vin Man, so I'm not going to steal his gimmick. Just know that he's big, he's mean, he could do everything in the ring, and he is going to be the NXT UK champion, whether anyone likes it or not. He's too big, too bad, and too good. Bomber Dave Mastiff is, as we end 2018, I think, at least when it comes to the UK, the name you need to know, Brainiacs. And for all those people saying that NXT UK is killing the UK scene, go check out some of those shows outside NXT UK. They're still putting butts in seats. You crazy Brits love professional wrestling. We love you for it. And I might be late to the party. I know a lot of you have been on with the Bomber since day one. I'm happy to join and see him ride this road to that NXT UK title, because I think he's going to make one fantastic gentleman of a champion. Triple J.
Well, I don't know if I have. I wanted to ask you: is this the guy from the UK tournaments that just wears the cargo pants and looks like he's spending nights at everybody's mom's house?
Oh, the guy who banged your mom? No, that's Tyson T-Bone. Tyson T-Bone banged your mom. Yeah, Tyson T-Bone's the guy nobody wants their mom to date. He's great too, but he actually lost a great match, great clash of big badasses to the Bomber Dave Mastiff. Bomber Dave Mastiff he's the short, pudgy-looking guy whose finisher is the cannonball in the corner. He's tremendous and a great talker and really a nice guy. I want to have a pint with him.
I'll have to check it out.
Well, Triple J, I hope you will. NXT UK is great, and so are all the other shows, Brainiacs. And if you can't watch them all, we talk about them all here, so you'll hear about them and at least know about them. It's at least know about professional wrestling, I guess. But obviously, Long Island Iced Tea, I will, urge you to watch everything you possibly can. It is the best time to be a professional wrestling fan, even though the Yes Movement is officially dead. Right, Triple J?
Fickle.
I don't know. I'm not ready to say that yet.
I don't know. I mean, at least that's not a fickle thing to do, but it's also, you're living in denial.
He's possessed. That's what it is.
It might be Bray Wyatt. Who knows?
Take
Let's take a poll, Brainiacs. We're going to ask you: do you think Bray Wyatt has consumed the body of Daniel Bryan? That'll be a poll question at the Brainbusters.
Is it more
Fickle.
probable that Bray Wyatt is
Fickle.
behind this, or that hyperbaric chamber did it to him?
Brainiacs, let us know what you think at the Brainbusters. Tweet it, read it, tout it, shout it, be all about it on Instagram Junior, Facebook, and Twitter. BrainbusterRadio.com is the website. Subscribe and review the podcast on any podcast gimmick platform. We're everywhere. We're Brainbuster Radio. We're steadfast. We're true. We're still alive. And some of us think the Yes Movement's still going. I don't know about that, but I know we are. For a man called Wired, killing it on social media. For Dr. Emil Calzones on the Unos and Doses, Vinman on Limited Dates, Moose the Mark, so sad on the internet about the Yes Movement dying, Jumpin' Jacob J, Long Island Iced Tea, I'm Long Island Iced Tea, saying, I gotta get the hell out of here and watch some pro-graps.
Fickle.
More burger!